You know, in covering the gaming world, I've seen some decisions that make you scratch your head. But this one feels different. It's confusing, it's frustrating, and it's what we're breaking down today. The absolutely shocking shutdown of one of PlayStation's most beloved studios, Bluepoint Games. And that right there, that's the feeling you're seeing everywhere online. It's not just fans being sad, it's a real sense that PlayStation has made a huge strategic error, a massive mistake. And as we dig in, I think you'll see why. So the news drops, first reported by Bloomberg, and it just sends shockwaves through the community. Sony is officially closing Bluepoint Games. The official reason? It came after a recent business review. But, well, that simple phrase is hiding a story that's a lot more complicated, and frankly, a lot more infuriating. And let's not forget what this really means. We're talking about roughly 70 incredibly talented people losing their jobs when the studio shuts its doors for good next month. An entire team, known for being masters of their craft, just dismantled. Okay, so to really get why this is such a gut punch, you have to understand who Bluepoint was. They weren't just some random developer. Oh no, they were artists, technicians, bona fide masters of their craft who had earned the respect of millions. Their whole thing, their specialty, was taking games we already loved, classics, and completely rebuilding them for today's hardware. And they did it with this breathtaking skill. They didn't just slap on a new coat of paint, they resurrected these games, keeping the soul intact while making the whole experience feel brand new. And just look at this streak. It's unbelievable. From the Uncharted collection to the absolutely legendary Shadow of the Colossus remake, and then Demon Souls, a graphical showcase that was a launch title for the PS5. They even helped out on God of War Ragnarok. This wasn't just a good studio. This was a truly world-class team. And that quote just nails it, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of why everyone is so confused. Bluepoint had a perfect record. Hit after hit after hit. Both critics and players loved their work. They were, for all intents and purposes, one of PlayStation's crown jewels, which is exactly why Sony bought them back in 2021. So if they were so good, if they were on this amazing winning streak, how did we get here? What could have possibly gone wrong? Well, this is where the story takes a turn, and you start to see this collision course between proven talent and a corporate gamble. And here it is. This is the moment where it all goes sideways. Instead of letting Bluepoint cook up another incredible remake, or maybe even their own original single-player game, Sony put them on a God of War live service project, a persistent, online, multiplayer game. I mean, look at this. It's like night and day. On one side, you have everything Bluepoint proved they were the best at. On the other, you have a project in a genre they'd never touched for a series famous for its single-player story. It was just a fundamental mismatch of skill and assignment. So, surprise, surprise, the project didn't pan out. It got canceled earlier this year. Now, after that happened, PlayStation said they were working with Bluepoint to figure out what was next. But instead of a new project, they got that business review, and then the whole studio got shut down. And that quote really captures the feeling that so many people have right now. The argument isn't that Bluepoint failed. It's that they were put in a position to fail. They were given a task that played to none of their strengths. And when that task almost inevitably fell apart, the studio, the people, paid the price. But here's the thing. This wasn't just a one-off mistake. What happened to Bluepoint is really just one symptom of a much bigger and, frankly, deeply troubled strategy going on inside Sony right now. Just take a look at this list. Seriously, this is Sony's live service graveyard from just the past year or so. You've got Concord, shut down just weeks after it launched. You've got huge projects for The Last of Us and Spider-Man, canceled. Bluepoint's game is just another name on a very long, very expensive list of failures while chasing this live service trend. And what's so wild is that the one massive success story they have, Helldivers 2, is the exception that proves the rule. It was a unique project, not some big trend chaser, and reports suggest Sony wasn't even betting on it to be a huge hit. It succeeded because it was its own thing, not because it fit some corporate mandate. So where does that leave us? After all this, what's the verdict? What did we actually lose when the decision was made to close Bluepoint Games? And that's the real tragedy here, isn't it? Bluepoint gets acquired by Sony, and then they're basically dismantled from the inside by being forced onto a project that was never a good fit. We never got to see what they could really do. Another groundbreaking remake? Their own original masterpiece? We'll never know. And the fallout from this is just huge. You've got this incredible, proven team scattered to the winds. The games we were all dreaming of, a Bloodborne remake, maybe Metal Gear Solid, a brand new IP, they're just gone. And maybe the biggest loss of all is the damage this does to PlayStation's reputation as a place that champions top-tier creativity. This really gets to the core of it. Sony built its entire legacy on studios like Naughty Dog or Santa Monica or Insomniac, studios they gave time and patience and resources to let them grow into the giants they are today. That idea of nurturing talent, it feels like a distant memory right now. And that leaves all of us with a final and pretty troubling question. Has Sony's strategy shifted so much? Has the chase for the next big trend become so all-consuming that they're willing to sacrifice a proven, beloved, world-class studio to do it? The closure of Bluepoint Games seems to suggest the answer might be yes, and that is a truly generational fumble.